of the small breweries, craft breweries do this is, the first is obviously our grain. So what we're doing is we're converting the starch in the grain over to sugar that we'll be utilizing later on in the process. Now, so when we're done with this, the grain is no longer viable for us, but it's still a very viable product for other industries. So we actually have one company that actually will take what we refer to as spent grain. She dehydrates it and cuts it up and turns them into dog treats, utilizing the grain there. 100% recycled there. And then the rest of the grain, we have a local farmer that picks them up. He actually feeds it to his cat.
My baby's got a black cat bone. I believe my baby's got a black cat bone. Seems like everything I do.
Yep, these are the bins in which the grain's gonna get raked into. And then we're gonna take it from here and we're gonna dump it into a bigger tub. Because Catherine can't use all of our grain yet, so she'll get a small portion of it, and then the rest will be packaged for a farmer who's gonna come give it to some of the happiest goats, cows, and pigs in Durham County.
Like the harder I try, more she end up treating it like. I walked all the way to Texas, right out of Wichita Falls. I done think about my big leg woman, and it wasn't a walk at all, but I believe got a black cat bone. Seems like everything I do, seems like I do it wrong.
You mix them, you put them in the machine, you get these raw cookies.
Yep, so we put our raw cookies in the oven for about 45 minutes. It's a convection oven, and it cooks pretty evenly. After that, we take the finished treats and we flip them onto our dehydrator racks. And oddly enough, there weren't any commercial dehydrators out on the market for like food production, but Cabela's, the hunting, fishing people, had the really big ones because I guess all of the hunters make jerky. So they go onto dehydrator racks and then they will dehydrate it for about 18 to 24 hours depending on the outside humidity, the temperature. Yeah, and then they're ready to be shaken up and kind of made prettier and packaged. And unless we were going to compost it, which was not an option small yard we had, it would just have to be thrown away. So I Googled online ways to use spent grain after beer brewing. I knew you could make breads and pizza doughs, but it never occurred to me to make dog treats. And there were some home brewers out there that were like, yeah, just, it's all a matter of dehydrating it and getting it, shelf stable so you can have it for a week after the brew. Packaging. I have a little insert in here that's actually a corn-based liner. It's a biodegradable product, so it doesn't have to be composted through like a commercial real composting system. It can be thrown away and it will biodegrade over a shorter time than plastic for sure. It's heat sealed in here for freshness. Then we use packaging from Barefoot Printing Press in Raleigh. There's a couple of old hippies, so they were doing all of the sustainable packaging before it was a thing. They use soy-based inks, which show up just as great as other inks, but also don't harm the water supply as much as some of the chemicals that end up breaking down from our regular paints.
Like the harder I try.
Well, other cattle breeders throughout the country are using this or have used it as a feed for cattle, and their availability came up online and we saw it and contacted them, were able to get be able to pick it up. That was about 2.5 years ago. So it's really good for the cows. One, it's all grain, so it's natural. It just pulled off their part. It really tenderizes the meat, so the grain. And I feed about half of this with half of regular grain. And each cow probably gets about three cups a day. It's not a ton, but it's supplements to make sure they get the vitamins and minerals they need with the grass or hay that they the time of year. It really helps them produce milk when they're nursing babies. They're just all in great shape. All my cows are breeding. I have breeding stock animals. I don't slaughter. So all mine are for breeding or for showing. So they're all in great shape. Even the ones that are 11 years old, they look like they're 5 years old.
I tried so very hard. It's wrong with the woman of mine. She's like the father I tried.
Restaurant, small little mom and pop that was totally doing it way before it was in vogue. I think my grandfather knew the owner, and he said, yeah, he said the way they do this is the place they buy all of their lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers, everything from, also has a hog farm. So they literally will buy all of the stuff to make the salad from them, and then when they're done, all of the salad waste goes into trash bags, and they pick it up and take it all back and feed their cattle. Or feed their pigs at the time from it. So I mean, it's like it's kind of cool. Also, as I've gotten older and I can look back on some of the things that I've learned, it's like that was one of the things that actually always really stood out on.
Really?
That